Hello! I'm filming this with my phone. Hello, how are you? Pepsi Refresh shot to you. I'm going to talk quickly about my Beatles class. And it's coming to an end, unfortunately. It's coming to an end because the semester ends in Japanese schools in February at Japanese universities. We have our final exams in February. And furthermore, I found out, they're starting to tell us about next year's classes, what classes I'll have, what I'll be teaching, what level, etc. And they're changing the electives here at my university, and there's not really a place for it anymore. So I got to teach twice. I taught it last year, and I taught it again this year as a 15-week elective class. And I really enjoyed it. Today was a class, and we talked about the White Album mostly. And it's just funny because, I'm talking about, just such complex things in English with students who, are obviously Japanese, have been brought up in Japan, different cultural awareness of things. I was talking about Charles Manson, for instance, and Helter Skelter. They don't really know anything about that, and nor should they. It happened a long time ago, but it's sort of part of American lore. And I was just talking about the way you can interpret a song like "Happiness is a Warm Gun," and having to talk about "Happiness is a Warm Puppy," and then that whole Snoopy thing, and then it became "Happiness is a Warm Gun," and then there's things in the song, very sexual references. It's like, how much do I go into that with these students? Jump the gun, and a gun, and my finger on your trigger, and all these things, and it's just such an interesting line I walk in that class, because I have so much information in my brain about the Beatles that I want to share, and it's like I only give myself about 45 minutes of a 90-minute lecture to talk about the White Album, which is 30 songs, and it's just so crammed full of interesting things. But the amazing thing to me is, I'll look out, it's only 12 people in the class. One person was absent today, so it was 11 students sitting there looking at me, and I lecture basically in English. We listen to songs and we watch YouTube videos, and there's a lot going on in the lecture, but it's a lot of me talking and giving information with PowerPoint slides to back it up so they can take notes, and a lot of the kids do take notes. But two of the kids this semester have just steadfastly not done anything during class except sit there. They don't take a stitch of notes. So one guy routinely falls asleep, and so I'm like, how do you expect to pass the tests? And one girl who doesn't take notes, on the last test she got like a 45%, and there aren't many assignments in this class. So I'm like, I want to go over and just shake her and go, why aren't you taking notes? How do you expect to study? I do give them handouts and sheets with information both in Japanese and in English. I give them lyric sheets, I give them breakdowns of the albums, etc., track by track things that I've gotten out of books. But it's like, you've got to write down some of this stuff, from this information I'm giving out in class. I make the final exam, the quiz. For instance, today we were talking about Obla Di Obla Da, and I said, there's characters in this song, Desmond and Molly. And I said, that's going to be like a question category on the final, characters that the Beatles have created in their songs, where they're not talking like first person, where they're talking about Eleanor Rigby or JoJo. And I said, so be aware of these characters. I'm giving them a huge hint about what's going to be on the final. And they're just sitting there, So it's like I can't make them be the student I want them to be, but at the same time, hopefully they're enjoying themselves. They have to do a presentation in 2 weeks with their group on one of the final albums. We'll be talking about Abbey Road, Let It Be, the White Album, Sgt. Pepper, and so they'll get points for that. Those are final. And, I don't really want anybody to fail this class. I'm going to be pretty lenient. So hopefully they'll all get close to the 60%, which is passing here in Japan. Okay, just wanted to throw that out there. That was what was happening in my life today. Hopefully you guys are all having a good New Year. Since it's on my phone here, let me pick this up. Hopefully it won't be too jarring. I'll show you the other calendars I got. really quick. Here's the Pixar one, the January picture, which is all Wall-E. And I put up some of my Blu-ray covers here. I got a day-by-day one. Gosh, this guy is my mascot practically. I'm late, I'm late, I'm late. So it's a Disney calendar with just sort of all different Disney, all the way from, you know, the shorts in like the 40s up to Frozen. There's pictures from Frozen in here. And so that's fun. It's something for them to read in English. And then the other one I got is over here, which is a Peanuts one. Again, they can read the little comic strip. And then on the backs of all the pages, there's like Sudoku puzzles and brain teasers. And so this was a good one because I can use it and, you know, some of the times it's just random information for me, but some of the times I can use the backs. I put this up, which is all about Japan sports last year. Here's the cover of the sumo calendar I put up as a poster. Here's the first January month for the Superman calendar I got. Another couple DVD covers, Blu-ray covers. What else did I put up? Oh, I have my sumo calendar. This is a gift I got when I bought the big sumo calendars. Kind of a really nice old-timey drawing. And then it highlights all the times when the basho are happening. And then there's all kinds of information about each sumo tournament, the 6 that happened in the whole calendar year. So 2015 is Heisei 27, the year of the current emperor 27. Oh, and I found my Sgt. Pepper album. So this is the actual album. There it is, with the record inside and all the good stuff. There it is, there's the vinyl. So now it's just kind of deco. But it was nice when I was talking about that album to have that as like a visual aid. Okay, cool. Gonna load this up from my phone. Thanks for watching, guys. More videos soon. I'm obviously really busy with sumo right now. That's taking up all my time over on my sumo channel. But I haven't forgotten about you, my Argonauts folks. So thanks for watching, and more soon. See ya.